Hey guys, it's Matt from IGN Wii, and I'm here to answer the question, should you buy Resident Evil 4 for Nintendo's new console? Simply, to the point, the answer is yes. And I state that knowing full well that this is a game that's been out for 2 years on GameCube, PlayStation 2, and recently the PC platform. So if you fall into that camp of users who've, played it before and beaten it, maybe gone through everything, well, I still recommend picking this version up, and I'll tell you why. It's because the Wii Iteration is the best from the GameCube version, the best from the PlayStation 2 version, and all with some Wii enhancements for good measure. Really, this is the Collector's Edition, and it comes to Wii at a bargain price. The core game itself hasn't really changed since we first saw it on GameCube. As Leon S. Kennedy, you arrive in a European village and find that it is pretty much saturated by crazed villagers out to murder you in the most violent ways imaginable. Some games take forever to get started, but that's not the case with RE4. Within a matter of about a minute, you're running for your life, and rarely, honestly, rarely does this title let up. Through the course of the 15-plus hour game, you will encounter a wide number of enemies and environments. Basically everything from atmospheric villages to graveyards to mansions to castles, all of them filled with a variety of creatures including zombie-like villagers, ogre-like beasts, even an underwater monster or two. The atmosphere was great in 2005 when the title first came out, and it still holds true today. It's creepy, it's frightening, and when you're on the run from these things, which you often are, you will be scared, you really will be. The game features really great pacing, so when you think you're getting bored with an environment, you find yourself in a new one, and that just keeps happening over and over again. RE4's graphics were at the cutting edge on GameCube, but that's not exactly the case on Wii. And don't get me wrong either, I still think this game looks really good. In fact, the art style in particular still impresses. Your jaw will drop at some points. The creature designs, the level designs, they're pretty fantastic, even today. With the arrival of the next-gen systems, though, and the introduction of high-definition graphics, we've all come to expect a richer, greater level in detail, particularly when applied to texture resolution. And that is just not happening in RE4. When you walk up to an environment and look closely at, say, doors and windows or even characters, you're going to see some blur, and there's just no getting around that. It's unfortunate. Still, as a complete visual package, RE4 remains one of the prettiest titles on Wii, something I'm not entirely excited about because it just shows that most third parties have really been lazy about what they're doing visually on the system. The big selling point with the Wii version here are, of course, the new Wii remote controls. You still control Leon with the nunchuck's analog stick, but now you can actually aim with pretty pinpoint accuracy using the Wii remote at any time. Using the pointer to target enemies is much preferred over the traditional control scheme. You just have more accuracy and more speed at any given moment, and as a result you can play better. Within about 5, maybe 10 minutes, I think you'll be easily pulling off headshots, targeting multiple enemies on the run, and just really feeling much more comfortable with the control setup altogether. Of course, that doesn't mean everything is working perfectly in this new version. Actually, now that we've all been taught to use the Wii Remote to point and turn the screen in first-person shooters and even some third-person action games, you really want to do the same in RE4 and you'll find that you can't. Actually, all turning is still handled exclusively by the analog stick, so you can, in theory, be pointing with the Wii Remote at the far right side of the screen and still turn left with the analog stick. It feels a little clumsy, actually, but certainly no clumsier than using 2 analog sticks. Meanwhile, there's Waggle. Yeah, it's in there. You can shake the Wii Remote back and forth to sprint as Leon, or if you get caught by a villager, you can break free by doing the same thing. It's nice, it feels alright, but it's not going to make or break the experience. One addition I really do welcome, though, is the inclusion of a true 16:9 widescreen mode. As you might remember, that was absent from the GameCube version, later added to the PS2 version. So what this means is that the Wii build actually has 480p and true widescreen going for it. And to top everything else, you've got the added Ada Wong missions from the PS2 iteration as well. And these actually go a long way to extending replay value. If you happened upon the GCN game but never played the PS2 one, there's a lot to see here. All things considered, what you ultimately have with Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition is the collector's version. Like I said, it is the ultimate. It's the culmination of the past games, with some added Wii functionality thrown in that actually improves the experience. You get all this, meanwhile, for that $29.99 bargain bin price point. Therefore, the only reason we've really rated this game lower than the other versions is because it's 2 years late. That's it. So if you've never played it, this is a masterpiece of a game. I highly recommend you pick it up. We've given it a 9.0 and an Editor's Choice Award on IGN Wii. Check it out.